TrueStoryDesu. Glenn Yarbrough is dead. Man, he died yesterday, August 12th. Wait, what do you mean you don't know who he is? Hello, nerds! He did the music for The Hobbit, man! No, not that one. The good one, 1977.
The greatest adventure is there if you're bold.
That's the ticket.
Roads go ever on, over rock and under tree.
Ooh, God, I'm hot. It is humid out here, everybody. It is humid. I don't remember when I actually read The Hobbit first. I do remember when I read Lord of the Rings first. It wasn't this copy. This came out after the movies did. Clearly, But it was 6th grade. I was looking for something more complex to read. I felt like I had read everything in the school library at that point. And my friend Kevin, well, he wasn't my friend yet. We hardly knew each other. He was a new kid. If anything, I was a little bit jealous of him. It seemed like he was smart and stealing a lot of my friends. And in Lago Vista, you didn't come with a whole lot of people to choose from. But as I was confused about what to read, he suggested Lord of the Rings. We became fast friends after that. We lost touch over the years. Last time I think I saw him was at a high school debate tournament, senior year. Been a long time. But The Hobbit and the 1977 Hobbit television movie, and that Glenn Yarbrough soundtrack especially, remain a highlight of my childhood. It seemed like every teacher that got issued a teaching certificate back then was let loose with a handful of VHS copies to run over and over again with their kids. And The Hobbit was right there with Ricky Tikki Tavi, Secret of Nim, Explorers, and way too many Gumby. And in less than 80 minutes, that Bass Rankin production did more justice to Bilbo and the gang than Jackson's entire train wreck. Not that I don't love the Peach, his Lord of the Rings adaptation is a testament to effort, skill, talent, and sheer audacity in filmmaking. And I didn't spend all the money on these for nothing. All these special features, Jesus, there's so much. When I watched these special features, I felt like I knew how to make a movie right then. Okay, wait, back to work. But it's the richness and humility in the old Hobbit, embodied in Yarbrough's rich, warbling voice, that still casts a cool shadow over my life. There's a lot to admire just looking at Glenn Yarbrough. Little did he know we both went to St. John's College. True, we're separated by several decades. And I'm something of a Johnny Light since I only took the Graduate Institute program. But still, we both are steeped in an older worldview, trying to improve and appreciate the world we're in and leave it just a little bit better than we found it. That's worth admiring. I mean, here's a guy who got hooked on folk music at St. John's when Woody Guthrie came to play, chucked all of his inherited wealth away so he could found an inner-city school for youth in Los Angeles, in the mountains, and then chucked it all away again when that didn't work out, just to buy a sailboat and wander across the waves. Man, dude lived. That sailboat is where the producer-directors of The Hobbit were able to find him after lots and lots of phone calls to different ports, able to fly him out to New York City, sit him down in a chair, and have him record the theme song, and maybe a little bit of other music. Legend says it happened in a day. Probably it took slightly longer than that, but not by much. Later on, when they were putting the finishing touches on the film, all the credits and whatnot, they called up Glenn Yarbrough to ask him, where he'd like to be placed in the credits. Everybody else had been a pain. They all wanted top billing. Every voice actor, just about everybody. And Glenn Yarbrough said, you know what, I don't really care, just, wherever. So disarmed and pleased by this mixture of generosity and zen-like detachment, they decided to put him right after all the actors. Which, even today in any kind of production, is kind of unheard of when you're creating the credits to roll at the beginning of a film. He lived his life just the way he wanted. Sailed the sea, made music from the heart. Not bad. He also burned through 4 marriages and failed as often as he succeeded in making the world a better place. Still, good night, Clint. Hope your road goes ever on. I think I'll get some reading in.
Where are you going with beards all a-wagging? No knowing, no knowing what brings Mr. Baggins and bowing and dwelling in June in the valley. Ha ha. Oh, will you be staying or will you be flying? Your ponies are straying, the daylight is dying. To fly would be
down in the valley.
But baby, the rain must fall. Baby, the wind must blow. Wherever my heart leads me, baby, I must go. Baby, I must go.